Hey everybody out there, Chris here, and welcome back to another comic book review. In this comic review, I'll be reviewing Green Lantern 5 years later, one shot. This was one of my favorite books of the week, and the way Green Lantern's been going, I have not been a humongous fan of the story arc. This was really good. So, this is 5 years later. Black Hand apparently is gone, and Hal Jordan gets a visit from his father, who is being controlled by... well, not controlled, who was brought back to life basically by a Black Lantern ring. And he visits his son, Hal. Hal is back on Earth because apparently when the war went on, which we find out in this humongous dialogue between him and his dad, and you guys can check it out yourself with this book, I would definitely recommend it. But we find out that Hal Jordan blames himself for not being on Earth and so many people dying. Instead he was off, because we all know the Red Lanterns are the protectors of Sector 2814, so Hal Jordan no longer was allowed on Earth, so he stayed in space, and he blamed himself for all the deaths that happened, all the people who died that were close to him because he wasn't on Earth. So he's now grounded, or he stays on Earth. However, his father says there's a new Black Hand, his name is Krona, and he basically gave Hal Jordan's father a Black Lantern ring to hurt Hal and to bring Hal to him. And basically, long story short, Hal knows he has to go up against Krona. He has to stop him. Hal Jordan's dad also is behind him. Turns out, we don't know how, but Relic is no longer a part of the Source Wall. He's been freed. Hal Jordan teams up with Relic to fight Krona and his Black Lanterns. However, Hal Jordan keeps all the Black Lanterns that Krona can control away from him, which is Tomar Ray, Hal's father, and a few others. The fight between Hal Jordan, Relic, and Krona and his Black Lantern army was a really good fight. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. Krona finds a way to bring Hal's father back. However, Hal makes a gigantic sacrifice by the end of this issue, which I'm not going to spoil here. If you want to hear spoilers about the ending of this book, you'll stick around after this review. All in all, I definitely would say this book is a 4 out of 5 stars. After all the stories we've been getting from Green Lantern since Jeff Johns left, this definitely was a really strong one-shot. I enjoyed it, at least, and I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. The ending might not be something you guys want to see, but at the same time, I liked it, and it gave it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. And with that, that's it for this comic review, guys. Don't forget to check out comic-related, Comic Frontline, and Zone 4 podcast, very good, .com. Together we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you want, stick around after this video and you'll get the spoilers to the ending of this book. But if not, if you're here just for a review, that's the end of this video. So I'll see you guys in the next review, everybody. Alright, if you are still here, then that means you want to hear the spoiler for the end of the Green Lantern one-shot. Or you read the book already and you want to see my reaction to the ending. End of this book, Hal Jordan makes the ultimate sacrifice. He takes Krona and all of his Black Lantern zombies and contains them in this gigantic green globe. Well, he contains them all in a green shield, which obviously his ring produces. He has Relic fuel him. Now, we all know Black Lanterns can be destroyed by 2 rings combining, red and blue, blue and green, green and violet. It doesn't matter. So he has Relic take his devices and feed him all the different colors of the spectrum, and Hal Jordan basically does this gigantic green burst of energy combined with all the other energies or all the other lights from the other lantern rings, and he destroys all the Black Lanterns, including Black Hand. Relic captures Black Hand's ring. However, Hal Jordan, after this, is now dying. He has moments before he basically passes away because he's just irreparable, and Relic isn't a doctor, as he tells Hal's father, but Relic does tell Hal's father something before Hal's father disappears. He says we can prevent him from dying by connecting him to the Source Wall, and it'll put him in a type of suspended animation until maybe there's a way for Relic to save him. And Hal Jordan's father says, please promise me if we do this that you'll come back, you'll find a way to take him out of the Source Wall and save him. And I love his words. His words said, to unlock the mysteries of the wall, such a breakthrough would change our understanding of creation itself, I promise I'll try. So Hal Jordan's father basically just lifts him up, has his body touch the wall, and Hal Jordan becomes a part of the source wall like we see on this comic. And Hal Jordan's father, along with all the other Black Lanterns that could not be controlled by Krona, disappear. And that's where Hal Jordan is now, connected forever to the source wall until Relic can find a way to free him and save him from being on the brink of death. I really liked this book. The ending was something, like I said, that you don't want to see, but at the same time, it was a really good book regardless. It was definitely an ending that a few Green Lantern fans, I'm sure, are going to be like, this is not how I wanted Hal to be in 5 years. But at the same time, a very strong story. I mean, I don't believe this is going to happen 5 years from now in the comics. I'm sure that the events of Future's End will change the future of DC Comics, or who knows. I mean, we're seeing the Anti-Monitor. We're seeing the multiverse is now being pushed a lot. I have a feeling DC Comics is pushing for another crisis, or something that is going to be a crisis, but they're not going to use the word crisis because they promised they wouldn't. Either way, we're heading towards something humongous, and it's going to happen within the next couple of years. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and see what happens. I don't think we're going to make it to 5 years later in this DC universe, or this universe of DC, at least in the New 52. We'll have to wait and see where DC's going with all of their stories and where their future lies as the future continues forward. Let's see where we will be 5 years from now with DC Comics. Anyway, that's it for this review, guys. Take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see you guys in the next review.